Jackets back at home at Nationwide Arena tonight, hosting the Edmonton Oilers. The first meeting between these two teams this season. Both the Jackets and the Oilers are among the youngest teams in the National Hockey League. Both of these teams played last night. The Jackets, of course, skating to a win at Detroit, while the Oilers dropped a tough one in the third period in Pittsburgh. Yes, they're young, and yes, the Jackets have lost 5 in a row here on home ice, but tonight is Friday the 13th. Their luck has to change, right? Let's go upstairs and talk to Jeff Vermer and Jody Shelley. And guys, good to have another Blue Jacket back in the lineup tonight.
You couldn't be more accurate, Dave. Yes, last night, the Jackets welcomed the return of their leading goal scorer and point getter, Nick Foligno. Tonight, returning after missing 17 games, Jody, with a high ankle sprain, we see Ryan Murray back in the lineup. It may be a bit of an overstatement, but it is true. The Jackets need Murray playing and staying healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Big part of this team last year, coming into this year, gets those injuries, didn't get off the mat really, got back in and really asserted himself for a couple games, Jeff. But then little collision there with Ryan Johansson, and that was it. Ankle sprain, high ankle sprain, and he was out. But tonight, the young lad gets back in the lineup. He's been all smiles. He was on the trip in Carolina. Detroit took pregame skate last night, but tonight he's in the lineup, and as Todd Richards explains, he's a guy that plays all situations and a big moment guy, a guy that the Blue Jackets can right now.
Jody, how about the play of Scott Hartnell? Hartnell rides a goal-scoring streak into this game. He's got 5 goals and 7 points in the last 6 games. He is playing with the kid line, and quite frankly, he and the kid line have been the Jackets' most effective line of late.
The kids and the veteran. Yeah, he's done a great job. You know, you look at the goals that he's got in the dirty areas in front of the net. I don't know what's going on with him and Dano, but instant chemistry and a nice little compliment with Wenberg, because Wenberg and Dano have got chemistry. You see Scott Hartnell there, and Nisimov was on that shift. But here he is in these areas. Look, all these goals, Jeff, right in on top of that blue paint. That was a beauty last night with Nisimov out there again. But Hartnell doesn't need much time and space. And when he has chemistry with someone who can get him the puck in those areas, good things happen.
Well, the Oilers have lost 5 in a row, but they do have some high-end talent. Of course, with the absence of Taylor Hall, this guy, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the #1 setter. He's got 3 goals and 7 points in those 5 losses.
2011 first pick overall to the Edmonton Oilers. The center of this franchise, him and Taylor Hall. 18 years old, he came in the NHL. He's now a 21-year-old player. He's dangerous, Jeff, and he's a guy that makes players around him better. Look out for him tonight in all situations.
Well, the trading deadline has come and gone, but when talking trade with the Oilers, the first name that opposing teams mention is Jordan Eberle, and with good reason. Eberle leads this team with 50 points. He may be small, Jody, in stature, but I tell you what, he plays a big man's game.
Jeff, he is so creative with the puck. Shifty, alert, he's 2 steps ahead. He's got great hockey vision and hockey sense, and he's tandemed up with the man we just spoke of before, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And these guys complementing each other. They're dangerous in all situations, especially in the offensive zone.
Hard to believe. Mid-March, these two teams have yet to play this season, but they'll play twice over the next week, starting right here at Nationwide tonight. The Blue Jackets and the Oilers from Edmonton. Opening face-off is next. Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio, brought to you by First Financial Bank. Another step on the path to success. By IGS Energy. Take control of your natural gas and energy costs and enroll today at IGSenergy.com. And by Nationwide. At Nationwide, we put members first. To find a local agent, visit Nationwide.com. Nationwide is on your side. It's a hockey night here in Central Ohio as the Blue Jackets get set to play the Oilers of Edmonton. And Sergei Bobrovsky, 3-1 with a 2.33 goals against average and a .927 save percentage in his last 5 appearances since returning from that groin injury. And 200 feet away, it is Ben Scriven's second ever appearance against the Blue Jackets with Toronto. The Maple Leafs, he was 1-0. with a 1.00 goals against average and a .974 save percentage. Our referees, the veteran Dave Jackson, there he is. He'll drop the puck. Rob Martel along with him. Brad Kovacek and Steve Barton are the linesmen. Oilers in their traveling whites. David Savard and the Jackets wearing their home blues. And we're all but set for the opening faceoff. It will be Wenberg and Ryan Nugent Hopkins for the opening draw. From the faceoff, bouncing puck. Clefbaum wants into his own zone. Looks off Justin Schultz. There's the aforementioned Ellerby. On to Schultz, the offensive defenseman, right-handed shooting. Edmonton defenseman sends it in. Nugent Hopkins rolls it off into the corner. The Jackets looking to end a 5-game home ice losing streak. Clefbaum deals it right side. Schultz with a shot that ricochets off a leg and wide. Clefbaum steps up. Savard on for Hucknall. Both teams played last night. The Jackets with a huge win in Detroit. The Oilers losing 6-4 at Pittsburgh. It's a defenseman, right-handed shooting. Edmonton defenseman sends it in. Nugent Hopkins rolls it off into the corner. The Jackets looking to end a 5-game home ice losing streak. Clefbaum deals it right side. Schultz with a shot that ricochets off a leg and wide. Clefbaum gets with a hit up. Savard on for Hucknall. Both teams played last night. The Jackets with a huge win in Detroit. The Oilers losing 6-4 at Pittsburgh. Moving in. Dado, he shoots and scores! 1-0. 43 seconds. The face-offs. And McGorshey start the game. Smart. Wenberg picks up the lone assist. Jackets march through the neutral zone. Off the glove of Derek Roy. He'll play it deep in the zone. Purcell on the left wing takes the pass out to center. Purcell the backhand for Roy. And it's knocked away. Cam Atkinson, who ended that goal-scoring drought last night. He went goalless in the previous 12 games. Got a huge goal on a terrific play. Darting down the off wing, beating the defenseman, and then beats Jimmy Howard for what turned out to be the insurance goal of the game. Oilers deep in their own zone. Marinchin, big defenseman, jersey number 85. Dishes to Lander. Lander headmans that puck. Into the corner. Pressure coming from Matt Hendricks. Picked up along the left wing board. Jackets able to clear it. Not on the play. Yeah. Right side. Hendricks off the pad of Bobrovsky from the left wing. Keith Ali with a shot. Another attempt there. Jackets block it. Ali a wrist shot. That one Corey Trump able to defend up high.
Good job by Corey Trump to stay in that defensive position. Good patience and wait for the shot to come. And he blocked it.
Oilers deep in Jackets territory. We get to play 3 minutes if you've just joined us. Marco Dano, 43 seconds into the game. He is able to beat Ben Scrivens, the first shot of the hockey game, and it ends a streak of 6 straight games in which the Jackets have been victimized by the first goal of the game. Schultz off the point, tried to dish it in front. Gadzik pressures along the boards. Jackets chip it ahead. Clefbaum stepping up. There's Gadzik. Wrists it wide of the net. Broken stick on the far side from Klinkhammer. And the Jackets march out of their own zone. Letestu at center. Dishes it off the wall. Deep in the zone. Clefbaum tries to get there first. But he is beaten along the boards. Good hustle there by Luke Adam. Adam, jersey number 25. Getting an opportunity to play. Has just joined us. Brandon Dubinsky continues to suffer from the effects of the flu. He is not in the Jackets lineup again tonight. And this one deflected out of this. Set to play the period.
Adzik getting big voice on nice
jersey. The piano
shift by
head on that right side. Right wing, David Savard. Savard ahead on that right side. Marco Dano will backhand it deep into the zone. Left wing. Marinson dishes it on that right side. Jackets break it up. Nail Yakupov, jersey number 10. And again, Yakupov, first overall pick, followed by Ryan Murray. And Jody, they're going head-to-head here tonight.
Yeah, nice game for Murray to come back in with a team that went with an offensive Russian rather than the cagey young Ryan Murray. Good for the Bluejackets, we think.
Just adds another dimension to the game. Yakupov with a quick shot. He's moved up to the second line under the new coach. And the words are, at least the reports, that his game has improved dramatically. But they're looking for consistency from the former first overall pick. Purcell turning away from traffic. Walks back into his own zone. Right wing feed. Lander off the bench. Dancing in. Drops the pass. There's Bobrovsky making the stop. And there's no further play as Matt Schroeder's.
Sometimes when you play media scrum, would love it. We need to get better. We need to build. And I think the guys with 2 games in a row, we need to make it 3.
Drop. Ahead for Murray on the left wing. Drop pass. Murray lets one fly. Scrivens the stop. Could not control the rebound. Bouncing puck. Jackets try to play it. Along the wall, it is cleared there by Hendricks back into Jackets territory. And the Edmonton native, Kevin Connaughton. D-to-D for Ryan Murray, Western Canadian kid in his own right. Murray from Regina, Saskatchewan. Provincial neighbors, to say the least. And a defensive pairing tonight.
We're going to have a fight here. Gadzik and Bull. Gadzik was not in the lineup last night in Pittsburgh. He's a big, tough guy, and Jared Bull probably knew this was coming at some point today. Especially with the Jackets getting up with a 1-0 lead. Gadzik is a young guy, but he's a big boy and loves to do this. He goes at 6'3", 233 pounds. He's got a couple inches on Jared. Well, Jared's actually 6'3" too. And Jared goes down there. Two big boys throwing some big punches. You see Jared give him a little pat on the back. It's no worse for wear.
We'll step aside. 5 each for fighting.
The Blue Jackets with an early lead here in Columbus at Nationwide Arena. Jared Bull in the box with his counterpart, Luke Gadzik. And this is how it started. Top of your screen. 20 is skating backwards, looking for attention from Jared Bull. And they lock eyes, and then they will lock their horns here. A little square off, brief. Get their positioning, and these guys do some big punches in this fight. You see Gadzik, a young guy, has to wear that visor. Usually you don't see a fighter with the visor. But Gadzik's a big guy, Jeff, who can skate and not afraid to fight anybody in this league.
Well, there was some talk that he would get into the lineup last night in Pittsburgh against the Penguins, but the decision made to keep him out. But no question, in the lineup here tonight, went with the Jackets' Jared Bull, and a pretty physical fight to start this hockey game. How about the Elk and Elk injury report?
Familiar name on the left, Nikita Nikitin, still on that IR for the Oilers. And then you saw the list of the Blue Jackets. Brandon Dubinsky with that illness is out tonight also. Might have updates on other guys on that right side, Elk and Elk, as this week progresses.
It was thought he possibly could play here tonight, but still out with the shoulder injury. Decision made not to address Nikitin, the former Blue Jacket. So the Oilers, for all intents and purposes, is stage 4 Gadget, who comes into the lineup tonight. Oilers going with the identical lineup to what they dressed last night, save for Hamilton. Nugent Hopkins trying to feed Eberle. Jackets break it up. Here's Marco Dano, the goal scorer. And he sends it in. Scrivens able to trap it. And Ferris circling the net. Captain of the Oilers dishes to the far side. Lead pass here for Derek Roy. Backhanded. Wide of Bobrovsky. Played by Feder Tooten. There's Dalton Prout. +2 last night. He had a solid game. Penalty upcoming. It will be to the Blue Jackets. A high sticking call, and that's where the Jackets got into trouble last night. I say the penalty to Prout? No, the penalty is
Edmonton penalty number 10, minor penalty.
Yakupov. Tell you what, Scrivens was halfway to the bench. He thought it was against Prout, but Yakupov gets the gate. And the Blue Jackets, who complete the trip, there's the high stick. The Blue Jackets, who went 4 for 8 on the recent road trip on the power play, gets the first manpower advantage here tonight. Johansson wins the draw. That's Connaughton. Up high Johansson, and he sends it wide. Boy, Scrivens was halfway to the bench, thinking the penalty was against the Blue Jackets. Yakupov for high sticking at 7:24.
McDavid.
First power play here as we approach the 8-minute mark. Left wing feed. Dropped by Anisimov. What a solid game in Detroit last night. Johansson to the point. Anisimov sets the screen in front of the Edmonton net. Hartnell tried to cradle the puck, unable to do so. Johansson. Right back here to Connaughton. Wenberg waits patiently in the right point. Anisimov reaching for it. Hands it to Johansson. Hartnell looking for the handle. It's played along the wall and backhanded by Hendricks down the ice.
Nice job by the Blue Jackets there. It was a high-low screen. Anisimov initially in front. Hartnell out looking for that initial shot. And as the puck goes high to the defenseman, he has the high tip and he got a stick on it.
Atkinson trying to beat Ferentz on the far side. Here is David Savard. Savard to the point. Nick Foligno on the ice. Foligno, incidentally, more points this season, Jody, than he had in his first 2 years as a Blue Jacket.
But he's had a phenomenal year. We've talked about it all year. Just elevated everything about his game. And really one of the leaders in this group. Obviously one of the leaders in this group. And guys, happy to have him locked up long term.
Where Foligno would like to do, or what he would like to do, is get back on the score sheet with a power play goal. He has not had a power play goal in the last 31 games, but that's the same player that had 9 in the first 33.
That's right. He says, you know, teams are defending that shot from the point, and he's one of the guys that gets in front of that net and tries to get those dirty goals. Really good and tight. He'll get it.
Yakupov stepping out. There's Jack Johnson. Back at full strength. Oilers going off the penalty. Derek Roy able to come up with it. Roy along the boards. Wristed wide of the net. Purcell in pursuit. Able to pick up that puck. The former Lightning defender sees the puck sail back into the zone as we approach the midway point of this opening period. For the Jackets, they have 2 shots on the just completed power play. Oilers gain the zone. That's Yakupov dancing through on the right wing. Tukey defense. Thrown back here to the point. Long shot deflected. Oh, Bobrovsky had to track that one down as Bork had the stick knocked from his hands on that attempt by Ali. But Bobrovsky was able to make the stop.
Sergei Eberle down there in the defensive zone. Head on a swivel. Was there for that crucial save.
9:37 left.
What song is this?
Far side. Oilers peel it up the right wing for Eberle. Bork finishing the check.
Bork, he's not afraid to finish every single check. I got an up-close view of that last night. I was in between the benches in Detroit, and boy, I'll tell you what, he doesn't just finish them, he finishes them with authority.
That is true, and he just did the same thing here to Ali on the near wall as you were describing his previous hit there on Eberle. Dano on the right wing, the goal scorer here as we approach the 11-minute mark of a fast-moving first period. Clefbaum trying to protect that puck. Jackets come up with it. Wenberg to the point. Ryan Murray on to Connaughton off the shoulder of Ben Scrivens. Wenberg cycles up, deals it to the point. Connaughton looks off Murray, ricochets off a leg. Murray shovels it ahead. Nugent Hopkins can't make the play. Clefbaum along the wall, dancing away from Dano. Retreats behind the Edmonton cage. Both teams change up here on the fly. Clefbaum showing patience as the others get fresh legs up. Foligno finishing the check. This is Hendricks, the long shot. Bobrovsky's got it from outside the blue paint. He will hold on with 8:20 left. Opening period. This one, 1-0 Blue Jackets. Putting period.
The Jackets have the lead here in the first period. There are a couple of islands off the east coast of Canada, Jeff. One's Prince Edward Island. The other one, Newfoundland. And these two guys are from St. John's, Newfoundland. They trained together in the summer out there with another NHLer named Chloe. Luke Adam, 24-year-old kid, learning from the veteran Teddy Purcell. Teddy is wearing number 16 because when he was in L.A., he was roommates with Jared Stoll. Jared Stoll wore 16 as an Edmonton Oiler. So when Teddy got traded here from Tampa, he said in honor of his former roommate, Jared Stoll, he would don number 16.
Nice tribute.
Yes.
Stoll signed as a free agent from Edmonton, went to L.A. and promptly helped lead them to 2 Stanley Cups. And how about the Kings? They're right back into a playoff position after struggling for much of the first half.
Just like they knew what they would be. What do you think of that?
Just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's contest, brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, how can you discount the defending Stanley Cup champions?
You can't. I mean, they've got that veteran presence. I don't know if you saw Justin Williams talk after last night's game. He just has got this sense at this time of year, this confidence in saying, hey, yeah, the regular season is great. We had our hiccups, but they're kind of slowly rolling up their sleeves as this second season is about to begin here in a few weeks.
Well, it starts behind the bench. Daryl Sutter, very calm, excellent coach. Then you look at their blue line, and then down the middle, exceptionally strong. And, well, again, should they... and they will qualify for the playoffs, they could be the prohibitive favorite once more. Up on the left wing, Johansson fires a shot. That's deflected wide off the backboard. Cam Atkinson cycling. Here is Bork. Ready Bork. An impressive start to his career. Tootin with a shot that's deflected wide. Left bomb. Fights off the check. Whoa! A thundering hit by Bork again. Tell you what, Bork wants to make an impression. He's got the fans behind him here right now. Keith Ali looking to dance there. But a thundering hit by Bork, and I'll tell you what, that's at least 3 solid hits.
Yeah, that was a big one. Look, he worked hard to get in front of Clefbaum here. Full extension on every single hit. And Ollie came off the bench and whacked Bork, addressed it. And the referee immediately made the call. No nonsense here. Send Ollie to the box. So Jackets right back on the power play here.
Their second, they went 0 for the first, but did get 2 shots at Scrivens. And again, coming into tonight's game, having played the 2 most recent games on the road, 3 goals in Carolina on the power play, 1 last night against the Red Wings. So they're 4 for the last 9. A cross-checking call on Ali. David Savard, 10 goals on the season. 3rd all-time for defenseman, Blue Jackets franchise history.
Be sure to join us on Fox Sports Ohio before the Jackets hit the ice as we do Blue Jackets Live every night before Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio. Blue Jackets Live is brought to you by your Central Ohio Toyota dealer.
Face-off will come at center ice.
Here's a look at Nail Yakupov, Jeff. And this guy, as you mentioned, first overall. And he started his NHL career playing a really fast game. Seemed to do everything way too fast. But with the new coach, Todd Nelson, and his veteran line mate, Derek Roy, he's really settled down and seems to play a calmer game with the puck. And that's what you mentioned earlier. This guy now looks like to be more comfortable NHL. Not trying to do too much out there, which you see. You see that often with a lot of young players.
Your point's a great one as far as the coaching change, because with Todd Nelson here, Alice Aikens, of course, the previous coach, he's shown a lot more confidence in the youngster. And although Nelson is an interim coach, a lot of folks in Edmonton are hoping that he will be named at some point as the permanent coach of the hockey club. Craig McTavish, the general manager, started with Nelson on the bench and said I would remain on the bench until the point where I felt that Todd was comfortable assuming control coming from Oklahoma City, their farm club. He's done a pretty good job despite their record. Here's Savard across the line. Savard rips it off the netting and out of play. And there is the aforementioned Nelson, former player. Spent some time in Washington with the Capitals.
He's a blue-collar guy. He's from Western Canada. Prince Albert, Saskatchewan native. And, you know, that's really relates to these kids. Just wants these kids to work hard and has a different approach. And I think they've liked the attitude and the atmosphere that he brings.
Shot right on. Rebound bounced over the stick there of Foligno. Otherwise, that one was home free to the back of the net. Jack Johnson, less than 20 seconds left on the power play. Johnson steps to center. Drops it back. Here comes Foligno. First across the line. Dumps it into the open corner. Atkinson will pick it up. Rims it around the boards. Picked up there by Purcell. Purcell out of the zone. Looks left wing here for Derek Roy. Across the line. Roy. Poke check there. And the Jackets on the turnover. Played there by Foligno. Out steps Ali. And back at full strength are the Oilers. Jackets are 0 for 2. One shot for a total of 3 on their 2 power plays. Shot from a sharp angle. Stick save Scrivens. Bouncing puck along the right wing boards. Foligno able to come up with it. Foligno will deal to the point for Dalton Prout. Prout off the backboard. Bork attempts to play it. Reaching for there is Corey Trout. Trout wins the battle away from Roy. Left bomb.
Trout's going to get a penalty there, Jeff, for pursuing that puck. Looks like he tripped Roy.
Left ball, left wing for Neil Yakupov. Yakupov, right wing. Offside the call. The Oilers will get their first power play here. A hooking call against Corey Trout. There it is.
About to go on the penalty kill for the first time. And Craig Hartsburg, how has the early goal impacted things? It's nice to not be chasing in the first period at home.
Yeah, it's nice to score early. I think our game's got to pick up here. The pace of our game has to get a lot faster.
Todd Richards talked about developing consistency that you have on the road here at home. Have you seen some signs of that so far in the first?
Well, like I said, I think we've been okay. Again, we want to control more of the pace. We've been okay at times, but the game this is a quick team, and at times we're letting them come to us.
Craig Hartsburg wants the Blue Jackets to control the pace, Jeff. Not just get the first goal, want to build and obviously skate a little more here.
Love listening to that guy, boy. He tells it exactly the way it is. Doesn't mince words. Bobrovsky took a little bit of a shot there, but appears to be all right. And there is the former Blue Jackets assistant, signed a 4-year contract. And he was there initially with Dallas Aikens, remains at the side of Todd Nelson, veteran coach. He's worked with several National Hockey League teams, and of course, I'm sure adds that veteran influence, much like Craig Hartsburg does for the Jackets. Nugent Hopkins, right side. Schultz, Nugent Hopkins, on to Eberle. Nugent Hopkins through traffic, lets one fly. It's blocked. Oilers get it right back. Purcell takes the pass there from Schultz. Purcell waiting in the slot. Eberle, right-handed shot on the left side, waiting in that left circle. Oh, nice move there by Dalton Prout to drop in front of Bobrovsky and prevent the shot from getting to the net. A little more than a minute left on the power play. Nugent Hopkins to the point. Schultz walking the line. On here for Eberle. He's been waiting patiently. Eberle looks cross ice. The Jackets with the active stick, and they're able to clear.
2 good plays there by Mark Letestu, who just intercepted that pass. But deep in the defensive zone, heads up play, not to just shoot it and try to get it past the defender. Went back for support. Alert plays in the defensive zone.
Oilers come. Derek Roy for Pouliot. Pouliot had it deflected wide off the stick of David Savard. Yakupov drops it behind the net. Hendricks into the corner for Pouliot. Sends it up high. This is Clefbaum. Clefbaum looks to the right side. Picked up there by Yakupov. Manning the point. Jackets battle. Can't clear Clefbaum. Second effort there by Atkinson, who banks it off the boards and sends it back into Oiler territory, where Clefbaum will pick it up. You see the final seconds ticking off in the first Edmonton power play. Left wing pass to Pouliot. Moving up Clefbaum. Derek Roy. Bluejackets fights off the check. Jackets attempt to fish it free and do. Wenberg out of the box comes Corey Trapp. And Trapp turned the wrong way. He was in home free. Circles the net. Scrivens gets back into position. And it's picked up there by Hendricks. Play is called. And another penalty going to be called here. It will be high sticking. Yesterday, taking a puck off the chin. Looks like he's been cut. Could be 4 minutes here. Wenberg, back-to-back games. He's not happy here. Being clipped for a second time in as many games.
Well, nice heads-up play.
Edmonton penalty, double minor, 4 minutes for high sticking.
He's cut again right next to that cut. He's not too happy. He's got to go back on the bench and get it checked out. Late in this first period, Mike Boat's just going to let him stay there. Put a little tape on it, maybe. But how about the play by Wenberg with Trapp out of the box, tries to spring him in. And then the goalie Scrivens could not play the puck. It was out of the zone, out of the play. That's where Wenberg takes that stick. But it was out of that playing area, that trapezoid for the goaltenders. And Corey Trapp and Wenberg get a nice opportunity.
Here's Ryan Murray playing the power play here. On to Connaughton. Johansson flips it here. Murray up high. Controls. Nice pass. Cross ice into the slot for Hartnell. Chopped away. Murray gets it back to Connaughton. Artem Anisimov sets the screen, and that is a big target in front of Scrivens. Anisimov unable to play it. Johansson will. Johansson looks for Hartnell. Picked off, but not cleared. Hartnell winning the battle. Scotty Hartnell on the half wall. To the point here for Murray. Hartnell tried a one-timer. Couldn't play it. Sends it off the side of the net. Rimmed around the wall, and there is Kevin Connaughton. Floats one in. Oilers chop it, but not out. It went off the linesman. And the Jackets fans here at Nationwide certainly approval for the linesman, Rob Martel, or excuse me.
And then it's a high stick. So the face-off now goes all the way down the in the Blue Jackets end. But how about that play? As you called it there.
It was Martel, the referee. My apologies. 26 is
off the linesman there. And that stayed in the offensive zone. But then the high stick leads to the face-off and the defensive zone for the Jackets.
Martin was the linesman that made the play. Martel whistling play down and forcing the face-off back into Jackets territory. Final minute of play. Jackets power play. 2:45 left. Short-handed. Personal reaching for it. Here's Atkinson. Dancing down the left side. Atkinson. I think he's playing a little more confidence after finally finding the back of the net the other night. Certainly has a little extra jump here tonight.
Wow, since that trade deadline, you recall, it signed that contract. Seemed to be a weight off his shoulders. His name was all over the place. Savard.
Here's Jack Johnson ripping it. He's looking for his 50th career goal. And he didn't miss by much there. Toss back to the point for Foligno. On to Jack Johnson. A wrist shot. Ricochets off a couple of Oilers sticks. Right back to Johnson again. Well into this final minute. Better than 2 left in the Jackets power play. And a ricochets wide, but Johnson is there. Right point. On here to Foligno. Final second. Shoots and scores. Jackets with a 2-0 lead. Well, it's feast or famine. And the Jackets with another power play goal. That makes it 5 now. In the last 10 power play opportunities, and feast or famine for Atkinson as well.
Watch this. The Oilers change. There's only 3 guys in the defensive zone. There's the 4th one coming in off the bench. Right here, one of the Oilers changes. That leaves an opportunity. 3 defenders. Nice job by Cam Atkinson. The clock is winding down. And with a good net front presence again, Rene Bourque in front of the net, the big man. Cam Atkinson makes no mistake.
Well, goal scorers score in bunches. Goal scorers score in streaks. And Atkinson, oh, I tell you, certainly looks like he's got a little extra jump, having finally seen that frustration of not scoring get away from him with the goal last night. Has a big first period, and there in the dying seconds gets a power play goal. So the Blue Jackets lead 2-0 after 1 period of play. Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio, brought to you by Huntington Bank. At Huntington, you can bank like a real fan. Get your Blue Jackets debit card at bluejacketsbanking.com. And by Ohio Health, the official healthcare provider of your Columbus Blue Jackets. Teams have returned to the ice. Jackets lead 2-0. Our IGS Energy performers are the 2 goal scorers. And incidentally, Marco Dano with the first goal, Atkinson the power play goal late in the period. Dano's goal was on the very first shot of the hockey game, and it is the 6th time this season the Oilers have given up the first goal on the very first shot of the game, and that is not first in the league by any stretch of the imagination. The Toronto Maple Leafs, yes, the Leafs, they have been victimized by the first shot on goal 9 times this season.
Talk about the Blue Jackets starts. That's a whole other problem when you're just getting scored on the first shot of the game. Awfully deflating.
There's Cam Atkinson now riding a 2-game goal scoring streak after going a dozen without a goal. And I can tell you, take some weight off the shoulder, and I think Atkinson may go on a goal streak for some time. It wasn't from a lack of trying. Atkinson continued to fire the puck, but with little success. Just underway here in the second. Up high, Hartnell drops it back for Savard. It's deflected wide along the right wing boards. Nice play by Jack Johnson to dish it back into the corner. Eberle looking for the handle. Eberle turns it over. Drop pass, Dano denied. Rebound. Scrivens able to shovel it off into the corner after a superb pass by Wenberg right there in the slot. Oh.
Well, that's Klefbom right on the tape of Wenberg, who then made that nifty little backhand pass. And what an opportunity for Dano to start this second period.
Here comes Atkinson with speed, walks around the defenseman Klefbom and fires it high and wide. Puck ricochets. Yakupov, he certainly has some speed. Dalton Prout trying to hold him off. Yakupov back up. Johansson, oh boy, that one. Johansson with a high stick on his own teammate there, Prout, but appears to be all right. Purcell able to save it up high, fires his shot. Yakupov got a piece of it, bounced wide. Now Yakupov again into the slot, but Bourque very calmly sends it down the right wing boards. Derek Roy. Fane, he turns it over for Atkinson. Oilers victimized by giveaways here in the early going. Yet another. Johansson carries in and across the line on for Bourque. Bourque from the left wing boards fires, and this one off Fane. Ricochets to the right point. Connaughton tosses it behind the net. Fane is there. Far side. Sent in front over the stick of Purcell. Back at center. Jackets will drive it right back in.
You talk about the turnovers by the Oilers. Remember Craig Hartsburg's interview in this first period, talking about his team wanting them to control the pace. And we're letting the Oilers take it to them. I'm sure it was discussed in between periods. Turnovers. And how about in the defensive zone? Rene Bourque did a nice job patiently in front of the net. Tidying up here. 32. Neatly puts that out to neutral ice.
Jody, we talked last night about the first period for the circle. They rebounded the second and third. They got to dig out of a hole here again tonight. The Oilers, despite a 2-0 deficit, winning 67% of the draws in the opening period. The only Blue Jacket that was effective, and he was .500, was Ryan Johansson, winning 4 and losing 4 draws.
Well, that's something else that was probably also addressed in between periods. We'll see if they do better in this period.
Foligno turned around. Puck played by Lander. Walks out of the zone. Throws it up the left wing boards. Hendricks in pursuit. Hendricks tied up Connaughton right there. Anisimov is there as well. Reaching for it. Oilers. Lloyd Gordon, we want to talk about a player that's efficient in the face-off circle. Gordon winning 4 of 5 draws. He's one of the premier face-off men in the league.
Yeah, nice pickup by the Oilers. Just a solid, strong, straight-ahead player. Like you said, those details of the game, winning face-offs, he's very efficient at that. And when he's out there with Hendricks, I tell you, Hendricks is one of those guys too. Straight ahead, give you effort every single stride, every single shift. Really what the Oilers are trying to play like is those two, Gordon and Hendricks.
Gordon up high, kept in. Gadget had that first period bout with Jared Bull circling the net. Savard in pursuit. Gadget gets it ahead there for Nugent Hopkins. Drop pass to the point. Klefbom, right side. Justin Schultz looks into the slot. Backhanded there. Spinning and turning his Gadget, but he sends it wide. Nugent Hopkins knocked to the ice by Jack Johnson in front. Nice stop there. The pad save of Bobrovsky, who tracked that one down right there from point-blank range. Nugent Hopkins losing the battle along the boards. Bull tips it up high, but not out. Klefbom gets it ahead. Between the legs pass right back here. Nugent Hopkins denied. And holding on is Sergei Bobrovsky.
Good job by Sergei there. Maybe a little more work that he thought he was going to get this shift. As puck management by the Columbus Blue Jackets, excuse me. And the Oilers are able to keep it in. And Sergei there uses his pad to get it up to his glove and says, let's slow this down, boys, and regroup.
Oilers with 3 of the first 4 shots in the second period. 15:42 left in period 2. Jackets out shooting Edmonton 11-9 in the opening period of play. Currently 12-11 favoring the Jackets here in the early moments of the second. Nugent Hopkins now. And it knocked away by Dalton Trout. Tootin stepping in front of Pouliot. Nugent Hopkins now battling, but it's Tootin keeping it away from Eberle. And this is Wenberg sprinting out of the zone. Right wing feed. Dano comes quickly. Dano with a shot. Saves Scrivens. Rebound. Sent up high is Nugent Hopkins. In transition. Carries in and across the line. Nugent Hopkins waits. Looks for Eberle. Tied up there by Tootin. Trout tried to get a stick on it. Eberle in pursuit. Dano able to shovel it ahead. Scotty Hartnell sends it high and into Edmonton territory. Johansson on for Dano. Hartnell can't get a stick on it. Oilers find an opening and send it to length of the ice. No icing here. Ryan Murray will get there quickly ahead of Yakupov. Purcell picks it up. Yakupov looks for some open ice in the slot. Atkinson the steal. Atkinson reversing it. It's on here to Ryan Murray. Yakupov in pursuit. Bourque can't clear. Yakupov deals it back to the point. Connaughton dropping Roy, who goes back with a slash that goes undetected. Roy and Connaughton continue the fence at the side of the Jackets' net. Roy gets free, up high. On here to Purcell, cross ice, quick shot, Bobrovsky. Moving laterally makes the stop off the pad. Justin Schultz to the point. Offside the call.
We'd like to congratulate season ticket holder Kevin Keaton, who won a trip to the 2016 NHL All-Star Game in Nashville through the CBJ Early Renewal Sweepstakes. Today's prize, how about a trip to Tampa Bay for a road game next season? Renew your season tickets now at Bluejackets.com or by texting RENEW to 37664 to be entered to win.
On the wing, shot off the shoulder there. And a delayed penalty upcoming to the Jackets. This will be the Oilers' second power play. 13:59 left, second period. Anisimov is headed off.
Jackets 2-0 lead here, and they're going on the penalty kill. This man right here, Letestu, does a lot of little things in the defensive zone. Watch him, 55 in your screen here. He looks up ice, but he decides to go back. In this situation, good play in support. Here, stick in the lane. Knocks down that play, just kills him. Watch him here. Nugent Hopkins is a good player. Not a big guy, but very good on the puck. Letestu stays with it, makes that steal, and he's going to be called upon here, Jeff. He's on the ice right now in this defensive zone faceoff to start the penalty kill.
Anisimov is off for hooking. Oilers came from a 4-0 deficit last night in Pittsburgh to tie the score. Pittsburgh then scored the final 2 goals of the hockey game, so the Jackets cannot sit back lightly here. And there, Eberle, we talked about him in the open, pulls the trigger for the power play goal. And this one now a 1-goal game.
Well, one of the things Coach Brad Larson does not want this group of penalty killers to do is allow the pass to go through the box, the 4 players. And right here, nifty pass right through Nugent-Hopkins and Eberle. We talked about them in the open. Dangerous tandem. Watch this go across once, across twice. Bobrovsky's got to go over once, over twice, and you could see him there kind of look up. As to say, I wasn't set on my angle. He wasn't happy with that. But really, those penalty killers, letting that puck go through that seam 2 times creates that problem.
Eberle, 18th goal of the season, 5th power play tally. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Jackets had killed off 5 of 6 last night against the premier. 18th goal of the season, 5th power play tally. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Jackets had killed off 5 of 6 last night against the premier power play unit, or power play team, and that is the Detroit Red Wings, who are even better on home ice, but the Jackets certainly held their own last night. 30% power plays. That's unheard of.
Yeah, that's high. First, I was ready for that task, as you mentioned.
Nugent-Hopkins and Schultz draw the assists. Offside the call.
Columbus.
Joined us late, 43 seconds in on the first shot of the hockey game. 3rd goal and 5th point in the last 7 games. Nugent-Hopkins working the wall. Jody, you're right. He's certainly not the biggest guy by any stretch of the imagination, but a smart player. He plays that wall.
Man, he's dirty with that puck. Now watch his play. Getting the puck up ice. Quick pass up ice in transition for the Oilers. Opportunity goes high over the net, but that was quite a pass by that man right there, Martin Marchini.
Deflected out of play. And another face-off in Jackets territory there. As you get a look at Bluejackets. And of course, former New York Rangers signed a big ticket with Edmonton in the offseason. And again, Ryan Murray returns after missing the previous 17 games with a high ankle sprain.
Good to see him out there, and he's been thrown right into the fire. We've seen him on the power play. Here he's catching his breath, but getting direction on, or getting on the same page as Borg and Trop, his wingers.
He's set for the outset. He needs to stay healthy and needs to play games. Up high fade. Eberle. Nugent-Hopkins. Rebound. Puliak sends it wide. Nugent-Hopkins right back here. Marincin. Jersey number 85. Eberle now fires. And that one deflected wide.
How do you say that, Marincin?
Marincin.
Thank you. I needed that. Oh.
Eberle, this is our first look at the Oilers. And it comes almost to the midway point of the month of March. And now the 2 teams will play one another twice within a week. Ward throws it in front. Scrivens chops it ahead. Marincin on for Eberle. Late in the shift, Eberle will send it high into Jackets territory. Wholesale changes here by both teams. Off the bench, Jared Bull, the long shot. Off that backboard, Johansson flips it. Oilers send it to center. Lander in pursuit. Bobrovsky alertly plays to the far side. Dalton right there in feet. Played up high here now by the Oilers. Down that left side is Matt Fraser. Sends it back to the point. Shot deflected. Bounces right up into the glove, and holding on here is Bobrovsky.
That last play by Dalton came off the wall. Quick for Jared Bull. He tried to reel it in, but he was kind of stuck in a position where he was fading away from the bounce. He couldn't reel it in. That allowed this Oilers team, who's had a lot of offensive zone time here, Jeff, in the last few minutes, to keep the puck down there.
They now have a total of 15 shots, 6 of them in this period. The Blue Jackets with 2. You're right, much of this second period has been played in Blue Jackets territory.
After tonight's Blue Jackets game and every Blue Jackets game, Fox Sports Ohio breaks down. Blue Jackets Live, presented by IGS Energy. Take control of your natural gas costs. Enroll at IGSenergy.com.
And it continues here, Jeff, in the defensive zone for the Blue Jackets with this space. And the Oilers come up with the puck.
Laid up high. Shot blocked by Jared Bull. Here's Bull trying to walk into the zone. He'll have to leave, and now the Jackets on the forecheck here. Luke Adams, jersey number 25. Given an opportunity to play again here tonight in the absence of Brandon Dubinsky. Savard trying to hit Hartnell, the offensive blue line. Had he been able to cradle it? 0-3.
Yeah, nice pass by David Savard. Heads up play. Looked like he was going to go to the wing, but went up that small seam at the middle. Hit Hartnell's stick. He just couldn't corral it.
Ray Gordon hit by Dano. Dano not afraid to throw the body around. I think he's learned from his line mate there, Scotty Hartnell. Laid up high, dumped into the zone, knocked down here by Dalton Prout. Prout brings it around the wall. Hartnell waits on the left wing. Hartnell marching through the neutral zone. Looks cross-ice. Wenberg coming with speed. On to Dano. Back for Hartnell. Tic-tac-toe. But he sends it wide. There's some pretty good chemistry between those kids.
A little extra toe there on that one. Yeah, that was a nice play. Hartnell had the shot, but went back to Wenberg. They just couldn't connect right in front of Scrivens.
9:47 left, just past the midway point of the second period and the hockey game. Fedor with a backhand pass, almost picked off there by Roy. Yakupov has it neutralized. Deals to Purcell on the right wing. Purcell trying to chop it towards the net. Roy moves it up high. Ali, jersey number 22. Yakupov chops it wide.
Nick Foligno got his stick underneath Yakupov's there, and that's why that puck, that shot off Yakupov's stick, went in the corner.
Icing the call again against the Blue Jackets.
Scott Hartnell there had a nice opportunity, had an opportunity to shoot the puck. And that's what he thought of that. Instead of passing, Pfizer looks like he might have. Pfizer paid the price there for his outward thinking.
Well, he got spun around.
I wonder if that helped.
He's trying to knock some sense into himself.
I guess. Shoot the puck, he said.
Here's Murray. He does just that, but sends it wide. Scrivens was tied up in front. The screen was set by Artem Anisimov.
Maybe Hartnell heard his dad, Bill, saying, "Shoot it, Scotty."
Here's Everly. Everly throws it across the goal mouth. Pouliot unable to get to it. Nugent Hopkins along the boards. Oilers playing a much better second period than they did in the first, and they carrying the territorial play. Left bump, hit there by Bork. Bork, he doesn't mind any of the white jerseys that he can step into. Another delayed penalty here against the Jackets. Scrivens makes his way. It's a long race to the bench. 6 skaters on for Edmonton now. Left bump. On for Purcell. Cross ice. Shot by Yakupov. Bad save by Bobrovsky. Play whistle down. And the Edmonton Oilers, who are 1 for 2 on the power play, will get the extra man. Johansson headed off.
It's lead here going back on the penalty kill, but Edmonton, Brad, much like they did last night in Pittsburgh with a real strong second period push. How do you answer that?
Yeah, it's not them right now. They're doing what they're supposed to do. We're not sharp. We're returning pucks over. Tendency's not there. Our battle. That's what happens. Start chasing the game.
You got some momentum last night from a lot of strong penalty kills. You look for that again, but again right now.
We're gonna need it. They're dangerous. We got beat with the seam pass. We're gonna have to be better in this one.
Both coaches' interviews coming at a little bit of a dip in the game. You could see that he was not happy at all, Larson, with the effort and how they're playing. And when Dave interviewed Hartsburg earlier, same thing. He was not happy with who was controlling the pace of the game.
Puck play here by Landon. Right side Purcell. Purcell hanging on. Pressure coming from Letestu. Was able to win that battle and send it back into Oiler territory. Scrivens left there for Schultz. Preston Schultz signed as a free agent a couple of seasons ago. Several teams in pursuit of Schultz. Oilers winning that battle. Atkinson for Anisimov. Short-handed Anisimov spins, turns from the circle, backhands one out of play. So went off the Oiler defenseman's stick. And Cam Atkinson riding now a 2-game goal scoring streak as you got to look at Artem Anisimov.
Anisimov with a creative little play there. He was by himself. himself. He only had 2 defenders in front of him. Tried to spin out of it and ended up throwing it over the netting. But Artem is a big... And ended up throwing it over the netting. But Artem is a big guy that can play that shifty game. Not as shifty as Atkinson to his right. But he's got that skill to make those quick little moves.
Left bomb. Takes it. Behind the Oilers' net. A little more than a minute left in the power play. Roy. Stick handles way across the line. Left bomb toss. Oh, wicked bounce off the stanchion, or excuse me, the backboard. And Derek Roy deposits it as Bobrovsky came out of the net. And just like behind the Oilers' net. A little more than a minute left in the power play. Roy. Stick handles way across the line. Left bomb toss. Oh, wicked. Left bomb. Almost before.
Right. Point, yeah.
But last nation, certainly a perfect example of the kind of rink. And you saw the Red Wings on more than one occasion purposely send it wide, looking for that action off that backboard.
Well, their boards were always the liveliest. I remember assistant coach Gord Murphy when we were here with the Bluejackets. He would always test the boards and rim pucks around to see where that bounce would come off in those old arenas. And it was funny in some of those rinks, like the Joe Louis Arena, sometimes you see that puck go smoothly along the yellow and then kick out like that. But you're right, in these modern buildings, you don't usually see it. I'm sure they'll address it at the TV timeout.
9th goal of the season for Derek Roy. And for Roy, that is his second power play goal. You called it right. It was a gift. Clefbaum and Scriven, the goaltender, pick up a 6, a 2-2 tie. And again, the Oilers came from a 4-goal deficit last night before the Penguins went back to work and won it 6-4. It's been a lot of Edmonton here in the second. Now Dano, who got it going in the first. Dano looking for Hartnell. Drops it back for Savard. Picked up by Wenberg behind the net. Dano, quick shot. Jack Johnson blocked by the Oilers. And Hendricks sends it up and out.
Good pressure for the Columbus Blue Jackets here to finally get down in the offensive zone. A lot of time in their own end here, Jeff.
.5:14 left. Second period. Jackets with 2. One of them a power play goal at 19:57 by Atkinson, his 15th. Dano with his 5th. 43 seconds in, but the Oilers with a pair of second period power play goals. Eberle and Roy. And we have a 2-2 tie. Oilers now out shooting the Jackets 18-13. The Blue Jackets but 2 shots this period. The Oilers have 9. Left wing. Poke checked away. Ferentz hammers it right in on Bobrovsky, and he will hold on. 4:45 left. Second period. Teams are tied at 2.
Right up here late in the second period. And these two guys have done a nice job in front of the goaltender tonight and in the last couple games. Let's watch them here. 42 and 43. Hartnell's high. Anisimov is posted up directly in front of the goaltender. In this case, it's Scrivens. And you see this. It's almost like a fence. He's got to look through one way and then the other. But they do a nice job both trying to get the dip on Scrivens, who has to fight, stand tall, and then lock down in that position. Makes a nice save there, but nice job by those two in front of him.
Pretty good puck movement here right now by the Oilers. Jackets have got to get this game back on their side. Rolling puck. Nugent Hopkins onto Eberle. Pouliot pinned there by Fedor-Tuch. Wenberg circles the net.
And if you go back to Hartsburg's comments in the first, I know I've done it a couple times, but the pace of the play, they really want to dictate it, and they do it, Jeff, by supporting the puck and moving their feet.
Right now it is Nugent Hopkins moving his as the Oilers control. Left bomb. Schultz, the shot, the save by Bobrovsky. He'll hold on.
Right now on FoxSportsOhio.com, how the Blue Jackets playing to their identity is yielding positive results. The best moments of an incredible night for Cavs star Kyrie Irving and a fun behind-the-scenes video with the Xavier men's basketball team. Complete coverage of all of today's action involving Ohio sports. It's brought to you by 1-800-SAFEAUTO.com.
The key number 2 for the Blue Jackets tonight was CBJ game plan, not the Oilers game plan. I feel like here they've kind of fallen off, need to get back in their style of hockey.
Dictate the play. Here's Letestu on for Foligno. Back to Letestu. And the stop made by Scrivens, and he'll hold on. Just the third shot for the Jackets. Incidentally, chances this period, Edmonton 7, the Blue Jackets 3.
Now you can see this simple play. Outside to Foligno. And back to Letestu, who just has the mindset to get it off his skate and into the net. Scrivens, it's easy to lock that up for the whistle. But right mindset there to get things going for this Blue Jacket team who needs to play in the offensive zone.
Jack Johnson on the bench here right now. But certainly one of the Blue Jackets that can dictate physical play in the Columbus zone here with the Oilers' territorial advantage. There's Scrivens out of the net. The net is open, and it went off the skate of the Jackets forward Foligno, who was camped right there in the blue paint.
Yeah, Corey Trott tried to come out and throw that in that dangerous area, hoping for a bounce, but Foligno's skate was too close to the net.
Foligno again, spins, turns in front of Anisimov. No question about that. Artem Anisimov taking the Foligno pass and depositing it behind Scrivens.
Nice play by Anisimov, but how about Nick Foligno? The speed, and there he's got 2 Oilers going with him the whole way, and as he stops and locks up, they do too. You watch right here, that's a nice little play by Trump to get it up to Foligno. Watch it, turns up, those guys go past. Who's open? Anisimov, and that's the top of the empty net. Trump did a nice job too there, going right into the blue paint. And that caused a little bit of extra traffic. Anisimov dusts off the lucky stick there.
Now just seconds earlier, you talked about Corey Trott trying to throw it in front, look for the deflection. Scrivens never really recovered, Jody, in the net from that point on. And the Jackets came right back and regained the lead.
Well, it's that mindset of Mark Letestu just moments before. And then staying with it. Well, they need to build on this.
16:52, the time of Artem Anisimov's goal. Anisimov with his 5th of the season and 18th point. The assist of Foligno and Trump. Foligno's point total now stands at 60. As I mentioned previously, that's more points this season than he had in his first 2 as a Columbus Blue Jacket combined. Left wing Bork overskates the puck, recovers as he comes back for it. Tosses it back here to 2. Right wing. Cam Atkinson on to Johansson. Right back to Atkinson. Atkinson up high. Trout lets one fly. Scrivens never saw it, but got in front of it. Now Atkinson with another attempt. That one is blocked. Standing in front of it there was Lander. And the Oilers clear it down the ice. Less than 2 minutes left here in the second period. A 3-2 Blue Jackets lead. And here's Bork on the wing. He'll let one fly. Scrivens the stop. And covers up on the rebound.
Good sequence here by the Blue Jackets. Starting just before that goal, you could feel them turning the tides. But how about big Dalton Trout? Good job lately of getting the pucks through traffic. Look at the traffic. There's the puck. Do you see it? No, but somehow he finds his way all the way through to the goaltender. Great shot of that there. Dalton wasting no time, and that's a risky play for a defenseman who's standing still. Because if it goes off the top defender, it's probably behind Dalton and into the neutral zone, but he found a way to get it through.
How about these Oilers? They have now allowed 21 goals in the last 4 games, including tonight. This is the 5th and final game of a 5-game road trip. They've dropped 5 in a row. And they have been victimized by 6 goals one night, 7 goals in that game against the Carolina. 6 goals one night, 7 goals in that game against the Carolina Hurricanes last weekend. And here it's
Came back by the rate. One to get Bobrovsky. Jackets have got to keep the pedal to the metal here.
Captain Andrew Ference should get credit for that goal. It would be his 3rd of the season. Well into the final minute. Right wing Eberle. Indeed, Ference, credit for the goal, his 3rd. Less than 30 seconds left. Corey Tropp with a high hit there on Ference, who took note. Schultz and Pouliot draw the assist. Bobrovsky's got it. 11.3 seconds remain.
Bobrovsky's been busy this period, and the Blue Jackets had a good first period, jumped out to the lead early, but then letting the Edmonton Oilers hang around with offensive zone time, getting a couple bounces, some power play opportunities, and now this one, evening it up right away here, late in the period, Jeff. They're dangerous, and we talked about some of the combinations before the game started. The Eberle's and Nugent Hopkins. You see Schultz gets on the score sheet here.
Schultz got a pair of assists tonight. Primary assist on the last goal. Secondary assist on the goal scored by Eberle on the first of the 2 power play goals. Final seconds tick off here. Purcell able to keep it in. Purcell looking cross ice. That's a shot goal. Bobrovsky, as the period ends, makes the stop. And we have a 3-3 tie after 40 minutes of play. Artem Anisimov had given the Jackets the 3-2 lead late. But less than 3 minutes later, Ference from the point is third to tie it up. Columbus Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio, brought to you by Roush Honda. The best way to say Honda is Roush Honda. And by Ticketmaster. Get the only NHL tickets sold by fans and verified by Ticketmaster. It's all hockey, no hassle, right now at NHL.com/ticket exchange. Moments away from the start of the 3rd period. Teams are tied at 3.
YouTube.com is slightly.
Jody, how about the AEP power play summary once again tonight? It has come into play.
Well, the Oilers there, you can see, cashing in on the Blue Jackets penalty kill. The Jackets got on there late in the first period. 3 seconds left in the first period. And then the Oilers scored an even strength goal late in the second period. And look at that for Jeff.
What it is it's hard to believe, but this team that is struggling 23rd in the league, only 16.9%, with the 2 goals here on the power play tonight, they are now number 1 on the power play for the last month plus, since the 7th of February. Their power play slightly ahead of Carolina, Washington with a guy by the name of Ovechkin, Calgary, and the Flames have been red hot, and San Jose, Joe Thornton and company. That is pretty impressive for an Oiler hockey club that has struggled. Now, where they've run into problems, Jody, is on the flip side, keeping the puck out of their own net. With the 3 goals here tonight, they've allowed 18 goals, so that nullifies anything you do on the power play. 18 goals coming into tonight's game. 3 more make it 21 that they've given up in the last 4 games, including tonight.
And it's Carolina there, too. I'm surprised at that. Must be the guys on that power play looking to get their points when they have that advantage. I can't figure it out.
Left wing, Wenberg. There's no doubt that the Oilers will look in this off-season, talking to members of the traveling party, to find a number 1 goaltender. Oilers feel that they can produce the offense, but they've had difficulty keeping the puck out of their net. Gave up 7 to Carolina on this road trip, 6 last night to Pittsburgh.
It's like the 1980 Oilers, but it doesn't work.
Bouncing puck. quick shot there, sails wide of the net. Marincin now, walking out of the corner, tried to backhand it home. The defenseman deep in his own crowd steps into him. Now Marincin hustles back. Jackets Johansson in neutral ice. Away from Finn, drops it back. Atkinson, pinned albeit briefly. Roy with a little extra shove at the Jackets winger, right there in front of Dave Jackson. No call. Meantime, Yakupov will deposit it deep in Jackets territory. Bobrovsky out to play, settles it down. And now walking out here is Ryan Murray. Head up. Murray noted for that first pass, tape to tape. Anissima, who had put the Jackets ahead in that second period, only to see the Oilers score in the final minute on the power play, their second power play goal of the night.
Going to be another penalty here to Kevin Connaughton, who pinched in, played the puck, and upset Andrew Hendricks went down. Number 23 went down. Take a look at it here as Connaughton gets in there.
Columbus penalty number 4, minor penalty for tripping.
He anticipated the play, but as he went in there to play the puck, he upset Hendricks right there. You saw the ref, the hand of the ref go up immediately. Jackets on the kill here early to start the third period.
As you saw just moments ago, Jody pointing out the AEP power play summary by the Oilers 2 for 3. Only 3 shots of the previous power plays, but 2 of them found the back of the net. Shot by Letestu, stick save, now shorthanded. Wingberg. Rimmed around the board, Savard up high. Oilers have given up 7 shorthanded goals. That's certainly something, Jackets, that they can be aggressive here, Jody.
Not very defensive-minded, are they?
They are not. On the right wing board, another penalty coming to the Jackets. There's going to be a 5-on-3 for considerable time. 1:26 left in the Connaughton penalty. And now another penalty, this one for tripping, will put the Jackets down 2 men.
As Wennberg is following Teddy Purcell here, you see 41. Lifts his stick once, twice. That second time he did it, he got his stick a little high, and Teddy Purcell went down to a knee there.
2:31 out of the penalty. So a 5-on-3 for 1:26 with the Wennberg penalty. From the face-off, Jackets control in front of their own net. Feder Tootin will find the lane, sending it off the wall and back into Edmonton territory. Oilers walking out. Schultz with a pair of assists tonight. Steps through and across the line, tosses it back to the point. Almost sending it out of the zone. Yakupov shovels it backhand. That's played in the corner there by Lander. Lander to the point. Yakupov. The goal line for Eberle. Cross goal mouth pass there for Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins unable to control it. And as a result, he's got a battle along the boards, trying to fight off Letestu, and does. Nugent Hopkins. Yakupov in front. Bobrovsky tried to get the glove on it, but failed. Now Yakupov again, high and wide. Ricochets off that glass. Played here by Schultz. On for Nugent Hopkins. Eberle drops a pass. Yakupov scores. Power play goal with 32 seconds left in the Canucks. Yakupov in front. Bobrovsky tried to get the glove on it, but failed. Now Yakupov again, high and wide. Ricochets off that glass. Played here by Schultz. On for Nugent Hopkins. Eberle drops a pass. Yakupov again, high and wide. Ricochets off that glass. Played here by Schultz. On for Nugent Hopkins. Eberle drops a pass. Yakupov scores.
Yakupov made no celebrates. What?
Yet remain in power play goals on each of the last 3 manpower advantages.
Well, that was quite a play by Eberle. Back to the point. That's a quick little skill play too, Jeff, but awareness, you know, to get that there, make sure it's got their full speed. And talking about speed, Nick Foligno was interviewed in the first intermission and asked by Dave Metzel, what do you guys need to do here to get this back on track? And he said one thing, speed. And the Blue Jackets here with 2 penalties early on their heels, but get through this penalty kill here and get back
to action the way they want to.
Approaching the 4-minute mark. Up high. Purcell with a shot. Bounces. Played cross ice. And Anisimov gets a stick on it. Will walk it out. We talked about the Oilers' skill. And that play by Eberle, certainly an example of that. But you know what? I have a feeling that when they work that power play, Eberle's done that a few times. So the team's certainly quite familiar with what they can do offensively. Eberle and Nugent Hopkins draw the assists. Two players that we highlighted prior to the start of the game. Tremendously gifted offensive players selected early on in the first round of their respective drafts. And they're also playing tonight with a pretty good hockey player by the name of Taylor Hall, who was first overall.
That's right. Nugent Hopkins first overall also.
Lindbergh on to Atkinson. Sprints down that left wing. Quick shot there off the glove of Scrivens. 4-3 Edmonton. 5 minutes. 4-3 Edmonton. 5 minutes. In this third period. Fane getting it ahead. Sprinting down the left wing and across the line. A quick shot. Save Bobrovsky. Lloyd Gordon looking there for Gadzik. Jackets battle in the corner. Played by the Oilers. Gordon with a shot. Hartnell stepped in front of that. Ryan Johansson. Johansson at center. Hartnell waits. Atkinson heads off. Johansson into the offensive zone. Lets one fly. That's deflected off a stick. Drop comes off the bench. Lloyd Gordon is there. Away from Johansson. Jack Johnson lets one fly.
Ryan Johansson trying to get that to that puck. But he couldn't get there. He had Keith Ollie draped all over him. Not allowing the Blue Jackets to sustain that offensive zone pressure that they're looking for.
Trop down the right wing. Pulls up along the right wing boards. Battle ensues there. Wins it. Trop now. Throws it cross ice. Hops over the stick of Jack Johnson. Oilers with 28 shots. The Jackets with 20. Edmonton 13 in the second period. The Jackets but 7. And there's Foligno tossing the key. Bork on for Jared Bowen. Going behind the net. Foligno stepping up. Savard off the point. Hands it there to Bork.
Bork tried to just take that in one motion and throw it towards the net. He just kind of whiffed on it. Right idea to try to get that in that area on Scrivens.
13-19 left third period. Edmonton 4, Columbus 3. Blue Jackets equipment manager Tim Leroy on the left, and his partner over on the Oilers side is Brad Harrison. And quite a story. We talked, Jody, often about how hard these equipment guys work. Jackets arrived last night from Detroit around 12:30. They got back here to the arena, started unloading their truck, but the Oiler truck, and they were in Pittsburgh last night, broke down. And how about our guys unpacking their truck and heading right back to unpack the Oilers truck in an extra 3 hours spent by the equipment managers on both teams, getting everybody set for the game tonight.
Those guys, I'm telling you, they don't stop working. There's a couple guys for the Blue Jackets. Jason Stupinski, one of them, sleeps at the rink most nights during the season because he's out picking up teams that are landing and leaving and in transition, hanging jerseys, all kinds of stuff behind the scenes that goes on for these games. And impressive. They got a nice little union, those, well, not a real union, but they stick together like a union and help each other out. A brotherhood, we'll call it, amongst all the teams, those trainers.
They do a great job. Jamie Healy, of course. Timmy Leroy. Jason Stupinski. And last night worked overtime to make sure the Oilers equipment was set up and dried out after a game in Pittsburgh. Now, I recall a game last year that you spent part of the night.
Oh, yeah, it was in Boston.
Remember that?
Yeah. No thanks. Hanging up sweaty gear after the games and lunking all kinds of gear around. You know, they can travel with skate sharpeners. And at that point, they were carrying weightlifting equipment, too, for some of the guys for warm-up. Just extra stuff that guys add on. And, well, you wouldn't believe some of the stuff they're carrying around.
They do a great job, and boy, when the day ends for the players, their job continues for several more hours. And there he is, Jimmy Leroy.
There's Timmy. Back-to-back's got to be tough on those guys, I'll tell you.
Jamie Healy?
Jamie is used to live out in the suburbs. Now he's relocated downtown.
Yeah, he wants to be close to the rink. Right across the street, in fact.
I saw him ride his bike to work one day. He's got to feel pretty good.
You say Sapinski's asleep now? Oh, no, that's most nights after the
game.
Just kidding, Jason. Better too. I'll hear about that one. And rightfully so.
Yes.
Trout on to Foligno. Foligno sends it in behind the net. Scrivens able to trap it. Throws it right back to Foligno along the right wing boards. Walking out here is Klinkhammer. Threw it across the line. Dajic heads to the net. Quick shot by Keith Ali, high and wide. Thundering hit there by Jack Johnson. That's what we were talking about earlier. Jackets need more of those hits in the defensive zone. Make those Oilers pay.
Yeah, Jack Johnson there just waiting for the right time and use his big frame to stand tall. I think it was Klinkhammer there, felt the effects.
Offside, Cole unable to hold the line. And let's check out tonight's PNC game summary, shall we?
Oh, there you go. There you go. Jackets evening up the faceoffs, taking the lead there, Jeff. You talked about the first period, how they weren't very good at all, but they've since addressed that area. But I tell you what, the scoreboard right now tells it all. Blue Jackets with that early goal, that first goal of the game, they thought that was something to address. They did that, but since then we've had too many dips in their game and allowed the Edmonton Oilers and their skill to get back in it.
Hey, tonight on Fox Sports Live, a wild championship week continues in college basketball with more buzzer-beating drama in conference tournaments. Speaking of madness, NFL free agency continues to wow us. More stars on the move and a full slate of highlights on a busy night in the NBA and, of course, the NHL. That's Fox Sports Live tonight on Fox Sports 1.
10:45 left. Third period, regulation time. Jackets need to turn it up a couple of notches here. Kanati holding off the Oilers forward from gaining the zone. Now looks to the right wing here for Marco Dano, who got things going 43 seconds in. The opening period of play with the first shot of the hockey game. In case you missed it, for the 6th time this season, the Oilers victimized by the first shot on goal in a game. Jackets have been outshot, though, 20-10 since the end of period number 1. 2-1 margin for the Oilers. And much of the play, and Jody, we've talked about it, much of the play has been in Columbus territory since that first period.
And too many penalty kills for the Columbus Blue Jackets, giving that advantage. And you saw that 5-on-3 advantage, not helping themselves in that department.
Feder Tootin. Now here to Dalton Prout. Prout, clearing pass, Atkinson. Looking for Johansson. Picked off. Oilers dump it behind their net. Atkinson goes flying. Scrivens, a little poke check there of his own. Left wing Pouliot looks to the right side for Eberle. Off the stick of Tootin. And out of play. 9:29 left. Dano, he's the subject of tonight's Big Lots Big Play.
And it was early in this game, Jeff. He got out there, the first shot on net. You mentioned it. He made no mistake. Took his time, put it where he wanted. Snap. Blue Jackets now need another big play in this game. Down by 1. Half a period left. Got to get on their toes here, though.
From the draw, Savard looking for Cam Atkinson, chipped off the boards. Bouncing puck, Savard tries to defend. Yakupov walks in with speed. Here's Purcell, the backhand, and flashing the leather and making the stop was Sergei Bobrovsky, and he gets the quick whistle.
Take a quick look at that there, Jeff. Blue Jackets are defending here, backing up. A nice play there. And that's Purcell. Bobrovsky there to stand tall, but the Blue Jackets are backing up a little too much. The Oilers using their speed to push them back.
Oilers dropped 5 in a row coming into this game tonight. This is the 5th and final game of the 5-game road trip. The Blue Jackets, on the other hand, have dropped 5 straight at home. won back-to-back games, both on the road for the first time in almost a month. And tonight, allowing 3 power play goals. They trailed 4-3. A little more than 8.5 minutes left. Off the boards. Murray stepping up. Sends it to the Edmonton line. On that left wing is Gadzik. Fires from a sharp angle. Way wide of the net. Andrew Ferentz sending it cross ice. Now the return pass from Klefbom. Left wing for Gadzik fails. And this is icing. Our next telecast will come your way Sunday afternoon. Note the special start time. It's a 5 o'clock start, meaning Brian Giesenslaw will be ready even earlier in the afternoon. The makeup will be on. He'll be ready to go alongside Bill Davich, 4:30 for Blue Jackets live pregame, opening face-off, the return engagement from the Carolina Hurricanes right here on Fox Sports Ohio. Bobrovsky on for Foligno. Less than 8 minutes left. Foligno down the left wing. Hits Corey Trout. Artem Anisimov steers it off into the corner. Jackets pressure. Marincin tosses it behind the net. Wraparound attempt by Anisimov.
Corey Trout almost put that in on the rebound. He had a nice job entering the zone with a nice pass, but also getting in on the forecheck, using his stick to knock the puck away, and then the body to keep the player on the wall.
Oilers able to clear. Race for the puck. Hendricks knocking down Dalton Prout, following up, and the shot comes off the stick of Fraser. And again, Bobrovsky, no rebound. He'll hold on.
Think of this last play. Corey Trout there coming off the wall. And he goes to the net as Anisimov wraps it around. 26 was there. Watch right here. Anisimov. And you'll see Corey Trout. Couldn't get a stick down on the ice there. Good decision there by Anisimov to take that to the net.
A great decision by him. He's got a goal here tonight. And I think you can credit Scrivens there with a pretty good play, because had Scrivens not got that goal stick on it, I think Corey Trout might have had an excellent chance to deposit that puck and tie up this hockey game. Incidentally, the last report, the Jackets have won 10 of 12 draws here in the third, so that kind of backs up what you were talking about a few minutes earlier as far as faceoffs are concerned.
Yeah, they had a slow start, as did they last night, but they picked up the pace here. That was an icing. Scott Hartnell had a nice opportunity in the middle of the ice. Ran out of space, tried to flip it in. It was a couple feet short of that red line. He did not agree, but nonetheless, face off to the right of Bobrovsky.
Nugent Hopkins wins the draw. Left bomb. Eberle in the slot. Quick shot sails wide off the stick of Pouliot. Pouliot was a pretty effective player last year for the Rangers.
Yeah, big guy, found his role, went on that big run to the Stanley Cup Finals and found himself a nice contract. I'll say 4-year deal with the Edmonton Oilers.
Tough for the Rangers to match. Left bomb. Right side, here's Nugent Hopkins. Across the line comes Eberle. He'll toss it off into the corner. Dano tried to send him to the wall. 6.5 minutes left. Alexander Wennberg picked off there by Purcell. Connaughton now.
Connaughton had to wait for that puck. If you're wondering why he didn't jump on that right away, he just jumped on the ice. He had to wait for the guy that he was chasing for to get off onto the bench before he could touch that puck. Game play.
There's Connaughton sent wide. Ryan Murray goes into the high slot. This is Atkinson. He's got a goal tonight. Johansson. Connaughton moving in. Fires a shot deflected wide. Look at Atkinson trying to toss it in front. Good play there by Garrett Roy to hold off the Jackets winger. Scrivens just batted that one out of the air. Atkinson plays it off the backboard. Yakupov able to poke it away out to center. Ryan Murray's on it. 5:45 left. Murray now marching in. Johansson on that right side. Johansson wheels it back to the point for Connaughton. Far side Murray. Traffic in front. Save Scrivens. Loose puck. Garrett Roy. Johansson with a backhand. It went off Scrivens and wide. It may have have even, in fact, glanced off that goalpost. Look at Connaughton try to walk to the net. There's Atkinson backing up Connaughton. Connaughton, who can let it fly. The Edmonton native looking in front there. Unable to get a stick on it, but not for a lack of effort there was Luke Adam. Jackets keep it in. Adam the shot. It's blocked. Adam continues to pressure. Far side Atkinson up high. Luke Adam. Johansson, crowd trying to encourage the Jackets. Johansson walks out of the point. Johansson to the point here for Murray. Murray now hanging on, looks for Johansson. Traffic in front. Johansson walks it back to center. Protects it. Nice feed ahead here. Right side for Corey Trapp. Trapped it all around the net all night long. Looks into the slot. Foligno just rolls off his stick. Loses an edge. Picked up there by the Oilers and sent out into Jackets territory. Race for the puck. It's icing.
Great job by the Columbus Blue Jackets, that shift. And I tell you what, it started with Cam Atkinson's speed. Puck retrievals, pucks at the net. Ryan Johansson protecting the puck. Great awareness. Luke Adam out there. Watch Ryan Johansson here. That was off the crossbar there. Pete Scrivens through traffic. Off the crossbar. Nice play by him. You can see Atkinson down there battling. He's shaking his head. They just showed that replay on the big screen here inside Nationwide Arena.
Chopped off the board. Oilers in pursuit. Matt Fraser finishing a check. Jackets outlet to the right side. This is Blort. Blort throws it behind the net. Finishing a check there on Fane. Anisimov on here for Foligno. Blort. Wrap around the 10th. Scrivens hugging that near post. Anisimov knocked down. Crowd looking for Pelly to be called. Oh, Foligno with a hard hit there on Matt Fraser. And again an icing call. Well, you make the call at home. Todd Richards certainly thinks a penalty should be called. Let's get a look at it here again.
And the fans have seen a lot of penalties called here tonight, so they probably see the tone of some of these penalties that have been called and think that that fits in the category. No call. Face off to the right of Scrivens.
3:59 left.
Blue Jackets forcing another icing here. Good job by them. A nice job to win the face-off.
Jack Johnson gets it to Savard. Puck settled down. Savard wrist shot. Sails wide. Jack Johnson steps up. Fraser finishing a check there. Marincin battling. Loose puck. Up high. Jack Johnson. Gano sets the screen in front. Off Scrivens. Shoot, score! Jackets have tied it up. Who else but the Red Hawks? Scott Hartnell. And it's 4-4.
You mentioned Jack Johnson jumping up in the play. And from there, they take it to the net. Dano in front. And where does Scott Hartnell find those pucks lately? Right in that area. Watch him time this. Comes into your screen right there. Gets down low, takes his time, and makes sure that puck's rolling. Makes sure he just got it over the pad. And up in the top part of the net on Scrivens. That's got to feel good for Scotty Hartnell.
He's increased his goal-scoring streak to 3 games. Becomes the third Blue Jacket to hit the 20-goal plateau. And it's a brand new game tied at 4. The Hall of Fame writer Jim Matheson came in here during the second and third period to talk to Jody and I. Said the final score would be 5-4. The score was tied at 3 after 40 minutes of play. Let it be noted. Jim Matheson, longtime writer for the Edmonton Journal. Highly respected. And he has followed the Oilers from the team's inception as a member of the World Hockey Association. Purcell, nice save there. Picked up. Yakupov off his skate. Purcell unable to play it. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. Foligno deep in the zone. Sent off the wall. And Anisimov lets one fly. Oilers have now allowed 22 goals in the last 4 games. In front, Yakupov. Great work by Foligno. able to stop Yakupov from getting a clear shot away right there in the slot.
Dangerous area for Yakupov. Impressive play by Foligno. All the way back to lift that stick. No shot by Yakupov.
Corey Trop off the wall. Marincin back to retrieve. Marincin up the left wing boards. All shot sails wide of the net. Boyd Gordon taken to the wall there. Wenberg battles Jack Johnson. Johnson flips a backhand here for Marco Dano, who started it all. 43 seconds in. Nice pass to Wenberg. Wenberg on to Hartnell. Scotty Hartnell with the goal tonight. We say he extends a goal-scoring streak. He now has 6 goals in the last 7 games. 20 on the year. Trailing only Foligno's 24 and Ryan Johansson's 22. Less than 2 minutes remain. Right wing pass here for Eberle. Jordan Eberle circling the net. Eberle sends it up high. Marincin sweeping at it. Atkinson with it clear. Nugent Hopkins back, and it's icing against the Jackets with 1:03 left.
Nice little play, that Hartnell line. We've talked about them a lot. Dano, Wenberg, but watch Dano here. Hustle with the puck. He's got to turn from backwards to forwards here. Stops on the puck and finds a little lane right between the legs there of Gordon. It finds his line mate, Wenberg. That's a heads-up play. I'll tell you, that's under a lot of heat. As a player in that position, to pick up the puck as you're skating backwards, get your bearings to forwards, and then stop on the puck and make that nifty-little play. He made that look easy, but under pressure like that, boy, not easy at all.
Less than a minute to go in regulation. Schultz, puck bounced away from him. He's able to recover. Backhands it up high, and it's out of the zone. Pouliot on to Eberle. Eberle looks across the line. Looking for Pouliot. Pouliot in the left wing. Into the high slot. Eberle settled down. Quick shot. Sails wide off the stick of Schultz. Cleft bomb now. He throws it in front and ricochets off the leg and wide. From the right wing boards. Oh, boy. Getting the stick on it there was Bobrovsky, who saw it at the last possible moment. 20 seconds left. Pass here to Purcell. Both teams change on the fly. Both teams played last night. A 4-4 tie with now 10 seconds remaining. Nick Foligno through and across the line. Foligno pulls on. Purcell comes quickly. Slows down. Purcell! Jackets win! Jackets win! The Blue Jackets survive and defeat the Edmonton Oilers in a shootout. Wenberg with the game-deciding goal.
Sergei Bobrovsky gets congratulated by his teammates. Nice effort by him in the shootout. Allowing no goals. Back-to-back wins for the Columbus Blue Jackets here in under 24 hours. And Teddy Purcell here. Nice little move. But Sergei's out far enough in his crease that Teddy makes it to the backhand here. You see, Sergei gets the toe on it.
And there's the hug. Bobrovsky and Foligno, the Jackets, Jody, for the first time since the 19th of December, win 3 straight games. And they end a 5-game home ice losing streak with the victory here tonight in a shootout.
Loading page. NHL March 16/2015 Toronto, Maple.